Shalom. Call Halal, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught me this truth and rule well. Salutations to the brothers out there that are laboring and pushing this truth in truth and in sincerity and in charity and risking their lives and their freedom to do so. To you I say Shalom. To the Akim and to the Akwath, I'll be you brothers and sisters. Adawan Ratazah, and as I say, Lord willing, hopefully by the end of this lesson, you'll be edified. This is your brother Amawan Ibad, back again with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, to feed the lambs of Yahweh Yahushai as commanded. And it's an exhortation to the hopeful elect, another in transit, all through the spirit. Whatever comes to mind, I'll speak on through the spirit. So with that being said, once again, we have to give you warning. As it says in the book of Ezekiel chapter 3, the 3rd chapter and the 17th verse. It's our job. It's our job to give you warning, for the things that's going to befall the earth. Let's get that real quick. Book of Ezekiel chapter 3 and the 17th verse. And it says, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman, unto the house of Israel, meaning the house, the body of Israel. All right? Therefore, hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me. Right? So we have to give you warning. We got to tell you about the things that are to come. We got to go into this book, the Holy Scriptures, and prophesy the things that are in this book that's prophesied to happen. We got to break it down for you and tell you. And it's for our people to give them warning, and the other nations too, to let them know what their judgments are going to be. Matter of fact, a precept that come to mind is in the book of Jeremiah. Jeremiah, the 28th chapter and the 8th verse. Let's grab that real quick. This is Jeremiah chapter 28 and verse 8. It says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence. So this is not nothing new, man. This is not nothing new. This is from old. This is from ancient times. The Most High spake by his prophets. The book of Amos chapter 3 and verse 7 says, surely the Lord will do nothing but he reveal his secret unto his servants, the prophets. And then the prophets will come out and tell you what time of day it is. So this is why we got to give you warning, man. Another one that comes to mind, showing you that this is nothing new. This is from ancient times, man. This is of ancient times that the Lord spoke by his prophets, man. And we're here to give you warning of the things that are going to befall the earth. So this is the book of Luke. Luke chapter 1, beginning at the 68th verse. And it reads, Blessed be the Lord, power of Israel, for he hath visited and redeemed his people, and had raised up a horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David, as he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began. See, that perfectly links up with Jeremiah chapter 28 and verse 8. Okay? The prophets which have been before me and before thee of old, prophesied against many countries, right? And great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. See? Verse 70, Luke chapter 1 verse 70, as he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began. Okay? So the Lord speaks by his prophets, man. Alright? Verse 71, it says, that we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us. Right, and this is why we got to give you warning, going back to Ezekiel chapter 3 and verse 17. Because you have enemies and you got people that hate you. So you need to be warned about that. Okay? Verse 72 says, to perform the mercy promised to our fathers and to remember his holy covenant, the oath which he swore to our father Abraham, that he would grant unto us, that we, being delivered out of the hand of our enemies, might serve him without fear. Okay? In holiness and righteousness before him all the days of our lives. Okay? So yeah, a lot of things happening in this world, and you need to be warned about it, man. You know, you have people getting this serum. You know, they're getting the vaccine waters, they're getting jabbed up. You know, they trust in Egypt. You know, they trust in the devil. Okay? The scripture says we ought to obey the Most High rather than men. Acts chapter 5 and verse 29. Okay? We ought to obey the Most High rather than men, man. Okay? And you can't just be a simpleton. The book of Proverbs, chapter 14 and verse 15 said, the simple believe it every word. Okay? But the prudent man look well to his going. You know, you got to dwell with some form of wisdom, man, and that comes through the scriptures. Okay? The book of 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 14 says, and continuing the things which thou hast learned, knowing whom thou hast learnt them. Okay? Verse 15 tells you that, and from a child thou hast known that the Holy Scriptures is able to make you wise unto salvation. Okay? That's what it is, man. Okay, the scripture also tells you, say, to receive the engrafted word. Okay? Receive the engrafted word with meekness, which is able to save your souls. Roughly paraphrasing. You know? These scriptures, man, that's where it's at. The scripture tells you the times that we're living in. Remember the scripture says 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 1, and this know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. Those times are upon us. You know, Acts chapter 14 verse 22 says, concerning the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we through much tribulation shall enter into the kingdom of the Most High. Through much tribulation is going to be Jacob's trouble. Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 7. Okay? All of these things are going to happen. 2nd Ezra chapter 15, 2nd Ezra chapter 16. When you read those chapters, it tell you about things that's going to befall on the earth. You know, these things are going to be happening. In so much that we're going to need divine intervention. Okay, Daniel chapter 12 and verse 1. The Most High says he's going to send Michael, the archangel, to stand up for his people, the prince. Okay? Because it's going to be a time of trouble, so great of a trouble that the Most High is going to send the archangel Michael to stand up for his people, all that be found written in the book of life. Roughly paraphrasing Daniel chapter 12 and verse 1. Okay? So, it is what it is, man. Got to seek the Lord in these times. You know? Believe on the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, and believe his prophets, man. Hey, good morning. How you doing? All right. Yeah, so, it is what it is, man. You know, I reached my destination. Another precept that comes to mind is the book of Second Chronicles, the 20th chapter and the 20th verse. It says, "And they rose early in the morning and went forth into the wilderness of Tekoa. And as they went forth, Jehoshaphat," it should be Jehoshaphat, "stood and said, Hear me, O Judah, and ye inhabitants of Jerusalem. Believe in Yahweh, your power, so shall ye be established. Believe his prophets, so shall ye prosper." Okay? So, yeah. You got to believe on the prophets of the Lord, man. All right? That's just what it is, man. That's just what it is. So, hopefully you were edified. I'm going to end it there. On to the next one. Shalom.